think, hey, that would be a cool thing to do, but you never end up actually doing it? Well, this time when I had the random idea to build a 12-foot wide, 3-foot high skate ramp, I decided I was actually going to do it. The first step was to design it, so I enlisted the help of expert designer / architect, aka my dad. Then I found a nice spot in the garden of my girlfriend's parents' house and we built it. This is how it was done. Okay, so the first step is we need to lay a foundation. And to do that, we're going to be using these cinder blocks and putting them at the corners of the skate ramp. So we've got our dimensions and then we're going to make sure they're all level and then we're going to put them in the ground. Perfect, yeah. So now we're going to line these fishing line things along the 4 corners of where we've outlaid the bricks. Basically what we're doing now is we're using a long pipe, and what we do is we get the water level equal on both sides, and that means that the line is at the exact same height on each of the corners. So then we know that the ramp's going to be perfectly level. So it's the next day. We've had a bit of a delay with the wood, but it's finally here, as you can see, and we've got our foundations, so we're ready to start building. Okay, so the next step is we need to draw out the curve of our ramp on this piece of wood here, and to do that we use this tight string and we tie it to a post, and then as we rotate the string around the post, it gives us a perfect curve. Okay, so it's time to do our first cut of this wood. Cool, so that's the first one done. Now we just need to stencil this 3 more times and cut it out 3 more times. Near the extension cord, using this template, which is the same cross section as our beams, and we're just putting it on the curve to mark out exactly where each beam will go. More in the center. Okay, so we put in our first beam, and now basically all we need to do is put in 43 more of these, and then we're pretty much good to go. So we've finished putting together the 2 quarter pipes. Now we just need to build the center flat piece. Okay, it's day 3 and we've run into a couple problems. The first being we ran out of screws, and the second more important problem is that we realized our plywood is a bit thin. So today we're going to go fix those 2 problems and then start working on the ramp again. So now we have finally finished the beam structure of the ramp, and now one of the last steps is just to lay all these plywood sheets along the beams. Okay, now you can do it. Okay, it's the next day. We finished laying all the plywood. Unfortunately, we've realized it's a little bit thin, so we're gonna have to do a second layer on top. But for now, we're just gonna trim these branches, which are definitely gonna get in the way when we're riding. After that, we trimmed off the excess plywood and cut some notches for the coping. Okay, cool. Now we're basically just gonna lift in the coping and fit it in place, and then cut it to the correct length on both sides. Okay, so we're back for what I really hope is the last day of building, and all we need to do today is lay the second layer of plywood and then install the copings and then install the platforms on the tops, and then it'll be all done. There we go. Yeah. Stand like that. Okay, so we've laid the last plywood layer down, which is very nice. And now we're gonna basically trim off this excess so that it sits nice and flush with the coping. Okay. And with over 2,000 screws and 200 pieces of wood and about 16 hours of work, we finally have a finished skate ramp.